Have you ever looked at a repair bill and felt your stomach drop? You are not alone. Keeping a car on the road today is more expensive than ever. It feels like every trip to the shop costs more than the last. But what if you could take control? What if you could fix many of those problems yourself, right in your own driveway? Learning basic auto mechanics is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It is not just about saving money, it is about empowerment. It is about understanding the machine you depend on every single day. This is your first step towards becoming self-reliant and keeping your hard-earned cash in your pocket where it belongs. The numbers do not lie. The cost of professional car repairs is climbing fast. Many shops now charge an average of $160 per hour for labor. Think about that for a moment. Just 2 hours of a mechanic's time can cost you over $300, and that is before a single part is even purchased. This high price is partly due to a nationwide shortage of qualified mechanics. With fewer technicians available, repair shops can charge more for their services because the demand is so high. This trend is not slowing down, making it even more important for you to learn how to handle the basics yourself. You can be your own solution to this growing problem. This situation puts regular drivers in a tough spot. You need your car to get to work, to take your kids to school, and to live your life. When it breaks down, you are often at the mercy of high prices and long waits. But imagine if you knew how to diagnose a simple issue. What if you could replace your own air filter or change your own oil? These are not complex tasks. They are skills that anyone can learn with a little guidance and patience. By taking the time to learn, you are making an investment in yourself. You are building a skill set that will pay you back for years and years to come, every time you pop the hood. So let's get started on this journey together. Do not be intimidated by the thought of working on your car. Every expert was once a beginner. The goal is not to become a master mechanic overnight. The goal is to learn one small repair at a time. Each success will build your confidence. You will start with something simple, like checking your fluids, and before you know it, you will be tackling bigger jobs. The satisfaction of fixing something with your own two hands is incredible, and the money you save is even better. Let's do this! When you see that high hourly labor rate, you might think mechanics are getting rich. But the story is more complicated. Most mechanics are not paid by the hour. They are paid using a flat rate system. This means they get paid a set amount for each specific job, based on how long the manufacturer estimates it should take. If a book says changing a water pump takes 3 hours, the mechanic gets paid for 3 hours, even if it takes them 5 hours because of a rusty bolt. This system pushes them to work as fast as possible, which can sometimes lead to mistakes. It is a high-pressure environment. On top of that, mechanics have huge personal expenses just to do their job. Most of them are required to buy their own tools. We are not talking about a simple socket set. A professional mechanic's toolbox can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, and it is something they build over their entire career. Every wrench, every scanner, and every specialty tool comes out of their own pocket. So a portion of that high labor rate you pay is helping them cover the massive investment they have made just to be able to work on your car. It is a tough business with high upfront costs for the technicians themselves. The mechanic shortage also creates another big problem for you: long wait times. Because there are not enough technicians to handle all the broken down cars, you might have to wait days or even weeks just to get an appointment. Once your car is in the shop, you could be without it for several more days while they diagnose the problem and wait for parts to arrive. This can be a huge inconvenience. You might have to rent a car, which adds another big expense. Or you might have to rely on friends or public transportation, which can disrupt your entire life. It is a frustrating cycle of waiting and paying. This is where doing it yourself changes the game completely. You work on your own schedule. You do not have to wait for an appointment to open up. If your check engine light comes on, you can scan the code yourself that same day. If you need to change your oil, you can do it on a Saturday morning. You are in control of the timeline. You buy the parts, you set aside the time, and you get the job done. This eliminates the stress of being without your vehicle and puts you in the driver's seat, both literally and figuratively. Taking control of your car's maintenance means taking control of your time. Let's talk about a super common repair: replacing your brake pads and rotors. This is a job that nearly every car will need at some point. If you take your car to a shop for this service, the bill can be shocking. For a typical car, you can expect to pay anywhere from $600 to over $1,000 to replace the pads and rotors on both the front and rear wheels. This price includes the cost of the parts and that expensive flat-rate labor we talked about. The shop buys the parts at a wholesale price and marks them up, then adds the labor charge on top. It adds up very, very quickly. Now let's see what happens when you do this job yourself. You can buy high-quality brake pads and rotors from an auto parts store or online for a fraction of the cost. For the same car, you might spend around $200 to $300 for all the necessary parts. That is a huge difference. Yes, you will need some basic tools, like a socket set, a jack, and jack stands. But these tools are a one-time investment that you can use for countless other jobs in the future. After your first brake job, the tools have basically paid for themselves. The savings are immediate and substantial. Doing your own brakes is a fantastic project for a beginner. It might seem scary because brakes are so important for safety, but the process is very straightforward. With a good tutorial video and the right tools, you can get it done. The key is to be patient, follow the steps carefully, and always double-check your work. The feeling you get after successfully completing the job is amazing. You will have saved yourself hundreds of dollars, and you will know for certain that the job was done right because you did it yourself. This is a huge confidence booster that will make you want to learn more. This one repair shows the power of DIY. You have saved $400, $600, or even more. That is money you can use for groceries, bills, or a family vacation. It is real savings that makes a real difference, and brakes are just the beginning. There are so many other routine maintenance tasks that you can easily do at home. Each one you learn adds more money to your pocket and more skill to your tool belt. Think about what you could do with an extra couple of $1,000s per year. Learning these skills makes that a reality. Once you have done your brakes, you will realize how much you are capable of. So, what is next? Let's talk about the simple jobs that keep your engine healthy and prevent much bigger problems down the road. Changing your own oil is a great place to start. A shop might charge $80 to $120 for an oil change. You can do it yourself for about $30, the cost of the oil and a filter. Do that a few times a year, and the savings add up. The same goes for replacing your engine air filter and cabin air filter. Shops charge a lot for these simple tasks, but you can do them in minutes for just the cost of the part. Let's keep building on that. Changing spark plugs is another great DIY job. Over time, old spark plugs can hurt your fuel economy and engine performance. A shop might charge $200 to $400 for this service, mostly for labor, but you can buy a set of spark plugs for $30 to $60 and do the job yourself in about an hour with basic tools. What about other fluids? You can learn to check and top off your coolant, power steering fluid, and windshield washer fluid. These are simple checks that prevent your engine from overheating and keep systems working properly, saving you from catastrophic failures. As your confidence grows, you can move on to slightly more advanced repairs. Replacing a serpentine belt, which powers things like your alternator and water pump, is a very doable job. A broken belt can leave you stranded, but replacing it yourself costs only the price of the belt, maybe $30, while a shop will charge much more. Another common issue is a faulty air conditioning actuator, which causes your vents to blow air in the wrong place. This can be a $300 repair at a shop, but the part itself is often less than $40, and you can replace it with some patience. Even a water pump replacement is within reach for a determined DIYer. In today's economy, every dollar counts. Learning basic auto mechanics is not just a hobby, it is a financial strategy. By handling your own routine maintenance and simple repairs, you are not just fixing your car, you are preventing bigger, more expensive problems from ever happening. A well-maintained car is a reliable car. You can easily save thousands of dollars every single year. Do not be afraid to get your hands a little dirty. Start small, watch tutorials, buy a few tools, and just try. You will be amazed at what you can accomplish. You can do this.